This video is a review of Japan Tobacco's FY2025 third quarter financial results, covering the period from January to September 2025. JT is a leading Japanese tobacco company. Originally government-owned, JT was privatized in 1985 and now operates on a global scale. Consolidated results for the 9 months of 2025. At constant FX, which means results excluding currency effects to show true business performance. Core revenue increased 15.3% and AOP, adjusted operating profit, rose 27.2%, indicating robust underlying business performance. On reported, which means results including currency effects based on actual exchange rates. Revenue reached 2,634 billion yen, up 13.2% year-on-year, while AOP, adjusted operating profit, rose 22.1% to 84.7 billion yen, and profit rose 15.7% to 511.7 billion yen. Strong growth continued in the tobacco business, mainly due to strong organic performance and the inclusion of Vector Group results. Operating profit increased significantly, although higher corporate income tax expenses partially offset the overall gain. Currency effects were negative, mainly because of the depreciation of emerging market currencies against the yen. When adjusted for constant exchange rates, both revenue and profit rose even more strongly. The net profit progress rate against the annual forecast is already 91%, and overall third quarter results were very strong. JT's tobacco business maintains strong momentum through the first 9 months of 2025, building on the solid performance from the first half. For combustibles, growth was driven by the inclusion of Vector Group and strong organic performance. JT continued to gain market share in many countries. However, overall industry volumes declined in key markets like Japan and the United Kingdom, while conditions were more favorable in Russia and Turkey. RRP, reduced risk products, including HTS, heated tobacco sticks, showed strong growth. Total RRP volume rose 27% year-on-year, and HTS volume increased 37.8%, supported mainly by the Plume brand. Plume continued to expand its volume and market share across multiple markets, and the new Plume Aura model achieved strong sales momentum in Japan. Overall, total tobacco sales volume reached 438.6 billion units, up 2.2% from the previous year, with growth in both combustibles and reduced risk products. JT's tobacco business achieved strong double-digit growth in both revenue and profit during the first 9 months of 2025, supported by robust top-line performance. Volume contributed positively, mainly from the EMA region, Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa, where the Vector Group acquisition boosted performance. Pricing also supported growth, with strong price contributions in markets such as the Philippines, Russia, and the United Kingdom. Currency movements negatively affected results because of the depreciation of emerging market currencies against the yen. However, this impact was partly offset by solid business fundamentals. On the cost side, JT increased investment in Plume, its heated tobacco brand, and faced higher supply chain costs due to inflation. Despite these pressures, the combination of volume and pricing gains led to significant overall profit growth for the tobacco segment. Tobacco business showed strong overall performance across all areas despite differences in market conditions. In Asia, total volume decreased slightly by 0.2%, mainly because of lower industry demand in Japan and Taiwan. However, JT gained market share in Taiwan and achieved growth in Plume sales in Japan. Pricing improvements in Japan and the Philippines offset the decline in volume, and AOP rose 5.4%. In Western Europe, total volume fell 4.2% as the combustibles market contracted, especially in the UK, and because of inventory adjustments in Italy and Spain. Still, JT gained market share in both Italy and the UK, and strong pricing helped boost AOP by 10.4%. In the EMA region, Eastern Europe, Middle East, and Africa, results were especially strong. Total volume rose 5%, driven by the inclusion of Vector Group and growth in markets like Turkey and Russia. Pricing gains in Russia and Turkey further supported growth, resulting in a 52.1% increase in AOP. Overall, while some regions saw volume pressure, JT's balanced growth strategy, pricing strength, and expansion in high-performing markets drove solid profit growth across all clusters. JT raised its full-year 2025 consolidated forecasts because of strong performance in the tobacco business and easing negative effects from foreign exchange. JT now expects higher core revenue, operating profit, and free cash flow than in the previous forecast. The revision reflects continued strong momentum in tobacco sales and profit, supported by the contribution from Vector Group and strong organic growth. On a reported basis, now revenue is forecast at 3,456 billion yen, up 13.1% from previous year, and adjusted operating profit is up 21.6%. Operating profit is projected to rise by 168.9%, and profit is expected to increase to 562 billion yen, up 213.5% from the previous year. JT notes that the upward revision mainly reflects higher operating profit, supported by stronger currency assumptions and the continued solid performance of the tobacco business, which remains the key driver of growth. Closing remarks. JT reported strong 9-month results, with upward revisions across all key indicators, including revenue, operating profit, and free cash flow. These record-high figures were mainly driven by the strong performance of the tobacco business and the easing of negative foreign exchange impacts. During the third quarter, JT's tobacco business maintained solid momentum. The successful launch of Plume Aura strengthened JT's position in the heated tobacco segment, even amid intense market competition. Regarding shareholder returns, JT announced an upward revision to its annual dividend guidance by 26 yen to 234 yen per share, based on the improved full-year forecast and its return policy. The interim dividend is 104 yen, and the year-end dividend is planned at 130 yen. The payout ratio based on profit from continuing operations is 74.9%. Stock price. This chart over the past year shows the stock price in Japanese yen at 5,365 as of October 31. This chart shows the stock price in US dollars at 17.36 as of October 31. Due to growing recent health consciousness, there was a time when concerns about a decline in the future tobacco market caused the stock price to stagnate, but recently it has been rising steadily, and after the latest earnings announcement, the stock rose 8.9% and reached its all-time high. Current PBR is 2.30 and PER is 16.9. Dividend yield is 4.36%. Compared with past PBR, PER, and dividend yield, the current stock price is relatively high. However, given the company's recent stable earnings, and a dividend yield of over 4% remains very attractive despite the high payout ratio. Conclusion. Overall, Japan Tobacco delivered another quarter of strong results, driven by steady growth in both combustibles and reduced-risk products. The inclusion of Vector Group and solid organic performance boosted revenue and profit, while the company also benefited from improved pricing in key markets. Despite some currency headwinds and higher costs, JT achieved strong earnings and raised its full-year forecast and dividend. JT continues to demonstrate strong business momentum and solid shareholder returns heading into the final quarter of FY2025.